Alright, hello and welcome back. This is episode 2 of the Amtut video tutorial. Now, I'm going to have to split chapter 2 of Amtut into some smaller sections because one of my previous recordings took about 53 minutes and the file was 30 gig about. So, I had to trash it. So, we're going to boot up our map, and this will be episode 2.1. So, open up World Editor, select your map, which was Amtut, then you file open, don't save the map, and then you select the map you made last time, you select OK, and we are back in our little town here. Town of one house. And I actually decided to change the little man we had near to a gnome because I like gnome shopkeepers better. And I built this house down here to show you an example of how to delete a house and why it's always important to save after before you make a house. So here's our house. Here's this button you use to delete stuff, and if you click, house isn't deleting. The doors and windows will delete, house will not delete. In order to delete the house, you have to hold control, and you have to delete each individual part individually. Roof, all the walls, everything. And you select your terrain, and you have to paint over this. Alright, so I'll go ahead and save that. And top down view, zoom out a little bit. So, this part of episode 2 is going to be about building buildings. Why do I have a second building over here? Well, we'll go ahead and delete this one too. So much clicking. This is why it's important to save before and after you build a building. And only save after the building looks the way you want it to look. Alright. That's about it. So, here's our original house. And go ahead and build some more. And we already know the simple 3x3 building design. Now we're going to make some more complicated stuff. And I'm not sure why it has issues with this, but this is the part that building can get very frustrating. So first we'll make a small little room like this, and if you want to make like a little inlet type thing, you click and drag over it and it creates it for you. And to create walls inside your building, if you want to have like another room, you click and drag a single line and it makes a little wall for you. And if you switch back down to isometric, turn off roofs, here we are. Got our nice little walls in there. Now, sometimes when you're building buildings, you'll get some very strange things that will happen. Let's see if I can make it happen. There we go. And then if you try to, sometimes if you try to fix the problem, you end up making things a lot worse. So, if we switch back down to isometric to view this, you got this kind of broken wall, kind of where it's not supposed to be. That's why it's usually good to save before and after you build a building, so you don't have to sit here and control click and delete this massive building. Now, another thing, sometimes this happens because you just like misclick. If I click and drag over this wall, and I can't do it because it doesn't want anything. Sometimes if you're building walls inside your building, it makes something get screwed up. Sometimes if your building's positioned like a way that World Editor doesn't like it, it will basically break it. And if you try to delete, some of these walls here, you end up deleting your front wall, and it turns out pretty nasty. So, a way to fix this is sometimes you have to rotate your building, which, if you plan out your whole town beforehand and then all of a sudden you have to rotate a building, sometimes that doesn't work out so well. So we're going to go ahead and open this again, just because I don't want to delete that whole building. And we'll go ahead and make our building again. And here's our nice building. So we're going to select a 5x5 disc, lighten up the building a bit, and there we go. And we're going to come ahead and light up this one a bit. And don't forget to put doors on it, otherwise you can't get in. Alright, that doesn't look centered. Ugh. And I'm good with that. Alright. So. Alright, 8:43, not bad. I guess I got time for a little bit more. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna talk about is making your town look nice. Right now we've got some random buildings kind of thrown in here. We want to make it look more like a town. So we're gonna go ahead and add a sidewalk and a street. So these two are sidewalk tiles here, and they can be seen by the WK. I guess that stands for sidewalk. ST stands for street, I think, maybe. Not sure. Yeah, that's street. Okay. So, well, I guess we should say this. There are three types of terrain. There are different types of terrain. There's ground level. There's one above ground level, such as this sidewalk here, and then there's one below ground level, which I believe is this one right here. No. Where is it? this one right here. As you can see, sidewalk makes it look like it's a little bit up, and this thing makes it look like it's kind of like a pit. So those are your 3 levels of terrain. And go ahead and delete that. So we're going to add a sidewalk. And we'll go ahead and smoothen this out here. Turn off walls so I can get the little back behind here a bit. Alrighty. Maybe like that. And one more on this side. So, this is our little sidewalk here. Now, the next thing we're going to want to do is add a street. So, that would be one of these ones here. And, okay, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. Alright. This is a ground level type thing, so go ahead and smooth it out. And as you can see, it's starting to look more like a street. And I keep selecting the wrong one. Alright, so there's our street for now. And we can add a street over here too. Another sidewalk. We could have this thing will be a little bit on the outskirts of town. And let's see, create a sidewalk over here. That's about a good one. Make it go straight. That's not straight. Alright. So, there's our street. And next thing we're going to want to do is add some scenery. So, let's add a scenic lake to our town here. So, we're going to want to go ahead and select water. And you can go ahead and make a nice little lake here. And we're going to want to add some scenery to it. And I think that's just about the limit to a recording size. So, I will see you in the next part of Chapter 2, where I finish with the scenery aspect, possibly. And yeah, I will see you in just a few short moments then.